Hey everybody, it's Lon.TV, and we're taking a look today at the Bose QC35s. These are a pair of over-the-ear noise-canceling headphones from Bose, and we're going to get into how they work and how well they work here in just a second. But I do want to mention, in the interest of full disclosure, that I paid for these with my own funds. In fact, I bought them out of one of those airport vending machines, if you can believe that. The price was the same as Amazon, and I could get them right away before I got on my plane, so I said, why not? Let's give it a shot, and it seemed to work pretty well. So all the opinions you're about to hear are my own. Nobody is paying for this review, and no one is reviewing this content before it is posted. All right, let's take a look at the hardware now. These are actually a pretty basic pair of headphones. There's not a lot of complexity to them. They do connect up in two different ways, though. You can connect via Bluetooth, and you can have up to 8 devices paired up with it. It can connect to 2 simultaneously, and I guess whatever one gets to it last is the one that will be transmitting audio over to it. There's a little computer synthesized voice inside of them that will tell you the name of the device that's connecting based on whatever you set it to on your host device. So that was kind of a neat thing. Now you also have a headphone jack here down below to plug in directly to a device for better audio quality. So I would probably suggest doing that whenever you can. Bluetooth audio isn't bad, but nothing beats a direct wire, especially if you're doing lossless audio or some other high-end audio formats on your particular device. Now there is a battery built in. It lasts about 20 hours when you're on Bluetooth. But when you're connected via the wire, they say you'll get about 40 hours out of it, and I would say that's probably close to accurate. There's pretty good battery life on this, but that Bluetooth radio will drain it a little faster. You charge it here via USB, so if you've got a USB battery in your bag of tricks, you can get a little extra charging going on there. Basic audio controls here. There is a microphone built in for taking phone calls. If you ever want to do that on here, I'll show you some audio quality tests from that in a second. Volume up and down otherwise, and the control for the phone there. The ear cups are very comfortable. Nice padding on them. I didn't get too fatigued the longer I wore them, so I got through a good lengthy flight without any discomfort. A lot of flex to the overall package here. They are very lightweight, mostly plastic, but they are very flexible, and there is a nice build quality to it, and you have a nice padding up here as well for keeping everything comfortable. So I was pleased with that overall. The noise cancellation on these is nothing short of remarkable. So when I was on the plane, you switch it on, and a good amount of the engine noise, not all of it, but most of it, just disappears. And here in the studio, I've got an air handler running in the background there. You can't hear it on the microphone, but I hear it here in the room. And when I switch these on, it all but disappears. Now, you're not going to get rid of a lot of ambient noises like voices and other things that are more random, but the constant droning sounds like a fan or an airplane engine will be effectively eliminated by this. But the most impressive thing with this was how well the audio sounded even when the noise cancellation was on. So my past experience with these things, including headphones made by Bose in the past, is that the audio that you're sending through from your device often gets pretty muddied. It doesn't really have a lot of detail or range to it. These are very different headphones in a good way. Really good bass, not the booming type that you might get out of a pair of Beats headphones, but it's there, it's audible, it sounds good. There's a good range of sound from the high, the mid to the low end. Good detail out of them. Again, even when you're on a plane as you're flying in the air with an engine running, it just drowns out that sound and gives you almost a quiet room to listen in. And that was the impression that I got of it when I turned on the noise cancellation, started piping audio through, and then put them on. It was really remarkable. Typically with these noise canceling headphones, it almost feels like sometimes that my ears are clogged. And I get that feeling with these when I first switch them on with no audio coming through, but you put them on your head when the audio is already playing. It's a remarkable experience, and they have really done something special with these. So I was really impressed with the overall audio quality. I haven't tested a lot of other high-end headphones lately, so I can't say that these are the best, but some of the reviews I've been looking at have indicated these probably are. So maybe we'll get some more in and test some additional sound quality out of those. One thing to note on these is that the noise cancellation uses a microphone, which are located in both of the ear cups here. And on a few occasions, a little air vent above me on the plane was blowing into this microphone, and it kind of threw off the noise canceling a little bit out of one ear. So that might be something to think about when you're on a plane, just to keep the air from blowing directly into those microphones. But other than that, it was a very good experience as I was flying around. Now, if for some reason you have your headphones on and you get a phone call and want to know what the microphone sounds like, here you go. The microphone is on the side of the headset here. I'm not sure how well it'll work on a plane, but if you're in a room somewhere or in a car, I think you'll be able to have a decent phone conversation, because this is what the microphone sounds like. And although over-the-ear headphones are not the smallest things to travel with, they have actually engineered them in such a way that you can get them relatively small for traveling. So they give you this nice carrying case in the box, and you can just fold them up like so. They do fit in pretty nicely there, and it's not that big of a case. So if you've got a moderately sized carry-on bag, you shouldn't have a problem transporting these around. But I think if you are traveling on like an 8 or 10 hour flight or something, this is probably worth the extra bulk in your bag, just because it will take a lot of the noise out of your experience and give you a nice way to drown out the world for a little while. And as with any product these days, there is a companion app that they let you download for it, and it doesn't do all that much, but it does have one useful feature, which is to manage the Bluetooth connection. So if you have a computer that you want to eliminate from your list of available devices, you can do that right from the app and see which ones it's currently connected to. So you do have some ability to manage what it's doing on there, but that's pretty much it. You can control the volume here from the bottom, but it doesn't give you all that much functionality here for driving the device. But it does have firmware updates that do come down via the app from time to time, so there might be a somewhat useful reason to boot it up every once in a while. So that is the Bose QuietComfort 35, and for an impulse buy out of a vending machine, no less, I'm actually pretty pleased with these things. They made my flight a lot more enjoyable. I was able to listen to a good chunk of an audiobook and then listen to some music, and I could hear everything, and I didn't hear stuff that I didn't want to hear, which is really, I guess, the whole point of something like this. So I was very pleased with the audio quality on these, much better than I've heard out of anything else I have tried in the past. I haven't tried any other current generation headsets around this price point, but these are really darn good, and I'm really looking forward to my next trip actually to watch some more stuff on my iPad on the trip. So that is the Bose QuietComfort 35, and this is Lon.TV. Thanks for watching.
This channel is brought to you by my Patreon supporters. If you want to help the channel, you can by contributing as little as $1 a month. Head over to Lon.TV/Patreon to learn more. And don't forget to subscribe. Visit Lon.TV/S.